Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to the Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you for tuning in, and welcome back to the Songwriter Show right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos. I'm a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words are so important to me, and that's why I'm thrilled to host this show for you every Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, we're going to have a very interesting guest for you guys. So tonight's guest is Eli Zied. He's a 19-year-old entrepreneur, best known for being the founder and creator of fashion brands Habits 365. Eli currently attends the University of Miami studying entrepreneurship and finance. Eli has been able to connect with many popular influencers for collaboration with his brand Habits 365. Eli also does personal consultancy for up-and-coming clothing brands who need a boost.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, Eli. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. So you're down in Miami. You guys aren't getting much snow down there, are you?
Not too much snow down here. No, it's pretty relaxing and nice temperature. But it has been a little cold recently. It's been about like 40. It was 40 degrees 3 days ago, but now
Wow.
it's back to being 7.
40. Wow. Yeah, I've been to Miami a couple of times, man. I love Miami. Great place, great vibe. I remember Coconut Grove. I remember the Versace stuff. It's just, you guys got a great scene down there, man.
No, it's very nice. It's super relaxing. I don't know if I want to live here, but I'm definitely content with going to college here for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about this company you got started here. It sounds like you're going viral and you're on the fast track, but tell us a little bit about it, man. What inspired this?
Yeah, so essentially I'm 19 right now, but when I was 15 years old, I've always been an entrepreneur. It started at a very young age, probably like age 12, where I started flipping shoes. So I would buy shoes and then resell them for a higher price and then get profit margins from those sales. And essentially I've always been entrepreneurial, but I've always wanted to have my idea on someone. And what I mean by that is fashion is an industry where you express yourselves without saying any words. So what I mean by that is I've always wanted people to wear something that I created. So of course I created a clothing brand, and this clothing brand is called Habits 365. And the whole premise of it is the encouragement of positive habits, because everybody has habits. And at the end of the day, a lot of habits are unfortunately bad habits. So my brand specifically encourages positivity and good habits 365 days a year, hence the name Habits 365. And our brand is surrounded by the slogan, "Your habits determine your success," because at the end of the day, your habits really do determine your success. And if you have bad habits, it'll be very hard to be successful. Vice versa. If you have good habits, you're more likely to find success. And the world revolves around habits. And I thought it was a very important message to spread to others.
For sure, man. And your story is fascinating. I'm listening to it, and what you just said, I'm like, man, your habits, that sounds like a song. I kind of want to pull out my piano and start writing that down, man. It's like really cool. That's a cool slogan. It's a cool...
It's catchy.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys done anything in the music arena? Have you collaborated with anybody? Have you got any influencers that are in music, or are you just sticking mostly to the fashion stuff?
Yeah. So pretty much we've gotten a lot of artists more in the hip hop industry. So to name a few, we've gotten Lil Baby. I don't know if you're familiar. That was probably our biggest. We got DaBaby, Tory Lanez. Who else did we get? We got A Boogie with the Hoodie, a New York rapper who I'm very familiar with. And yeah, those are like the 4 biggest artists we've gotten to wear our stuff. And some of them have even wore them in music videos, which has been super awesome. And just wearing them casually on the street, like they all really like the brand and its message. And yeah, that's been our way in the music industry.
Great, man. Great collaborators. Obviously, there's some musicians listening to this show. How do you contact musicians to get them to promote your product? Because collaboration is a two-way street.
So pretty much this is a pretty complicated process, as the names I named to you are pretty. Oh, I forgot Swaley as well. But those names are pretty notable and recognizable. But essentially, what I've been doing is sending DMs to either them or the people around them, and more often than not, I would DM their friend, hey, my name's Eli. I introduce my brand, and then say my message, and then offer them free gear. And then a lot of them have been super down with it. They love the gear, love the message, and the fact that I'm really young and doing this. And from there, it's collaboration and promotion with them. We do some sponsorship deals, and then it all gets done. And although it's a complicated process, it has definitely paid off. And yeah, we've been able to get into the hands of some pretty huge people, which has been a huge step in the right direction and a huge push to our brand and our brand success.
It warms my heart to hear you talking, because I think whether you're doing fashion or clothing or music, you got to hustle. And I think, so often we get rejected, right? How many doors get slammed in our faces, but you got to just keep going.
Yeah. No, that's a big thing with also having good mental habits. And what I mean by that is, of course, your mental health is super important. And if you give up too quickly, then, I mean, what's the point of doing anything, right? Like, just try again until you can do it. And having good habits will lead to that. As cheesy as I sound by saying that, it's really true, because your habits determine your success. And, without positive habits, you will be more likely to get more rejection, because if you keep trying with something, you're going to get it eventually. And if you have a good mindset about it, it helps in ways that you wouldn't really expect.
I completely agree with you. Is there someone famous, could be fashion, could be anything, that you'd want to be in a room with, dead or alive?
Ooh, that's a really hard question. Wow. So any is it musician or
anything? Could be fashion, could be Versace, could be anybody.
That's a tough one. I think as controversial as this may be, I think I probably got to go with Kanye. Just in terms, I'm a big fan of Kanye's music. Kanye the person is a little, of course he's Kanye. we all know Kanye, but in terms of his fashion impact and the things he's been able to create really from scratch, and I think if I had a conversation or a dinner with him, it would help me tremendously in terms of the creative impact that he's been able to have. And it seems like he's never had a creative block. He's always been able to make something out of nothing. And although it may not be the nicest pair of shoes, people buy it, and like people love it somehow, even though it may not look good. So I think that's definitely one person. I can't really think of anyone else. Probably Virgil Abloh as well. That's another inspiration, just for the creative aspect of things, and people who I have looked up to when I started my brand. I'm forgetting the most obvious, Gary Vee. I don't know if you're familiar with Gary Vee. He's very motivational. He's like the entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs. So that's probably like my biggest inspiration, and the person who I'd want to have a 20-minute conversation with, because he's all about positivity and really never giving up, like we were talking about before.
Yeah. If you could tell us about the biggest mistake you've made. There's a lot of people that are entrepreneurs in our audience, musicians. Basically, if you're a musician, you got to run your own company, so I think some of the stuff you're talking about applies to them too.
Yeah, so I'd say there's been, of course, a plethora of mistakes, but I think the biggest mistake I've ever made within the 4 years that I've been running this is probably rash decision making. And what I mean by that is being too quick to decide on something. So decisions are meant to be made in probably like over a month period of time. And the reason why is because there's a lot of outcomes that could happen. However, you're never like whatever your heart tells you you should do, but at the same time you have to look around and be like, is this the best option for my company? Is this going to benefit those around me? So, and that process is it's a psychological process. Like it takes a while. So I think like decision making, like in a longer period of time, is definitely something that I wish I did in the beginning. But of course, one of the reasons I started really young is because I could make these mistakes and not have consequences for them, because I'm not even in the adult world yet. And what I mean by consequences is like making mistakes and then having my brand go down the toilet. So that, of course, that's never happened. And that's in terms of finding the right screen printer, finding the right designers, overpaying for designs, like all stuff like that is really the premise of what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'd say rash decision making is probably something that I highly recommend to anyone starting a business, and avoiding such, and making sure to make meaningful decisions and see all the consequences that could come along with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any advice to people starting out in the clothing or fashion world? Any advice you'd give someone that's just wanting to start this?
Yeah, so I mean, for in terms of advice for a startup or a young entrepreneur, whoever it is, I'd say number one, a team, because a lot of people think they can do something on their own, but when it comes down to it, if you're running a successful company, you need to delegate tasks. And what I mean by that is you cannot do it. Nobody does it on their own. Everybody has a team. Apple, Google, Nike, Under Armour, they all have team. It started with one person, but they all formed a team. And you have to realize that early on, because once things start getting running, you can't do everything on your own, and you need to establish some sort of team of people you trust and that have the same mission as you. And my second one would most definitely be, how are you different from the rest? And although it really seems obvious, and especially for a clothing brand, these days everybody has a clothing brand. It's a pretty normal thing to do these days. And yeah, I mean, even since I've started, I've just seen a lot more clothing brands come out. And I'm talking random stuff on random clothing, like not to put other clothing brands down, but just it's a very wide margin of brands that I've seen. So how is your message different from others? When you're creating a brand, it's to make an impact on the world, and you only can make an impact if your message is meaningful. So what's the message that you're trying to promote, and how are you promoting it as well? That's a two huge pieces of advice that I'd have for anyone trying to start a brand. And although it really seems simple, it's not, because it took me about 2 years to learn these things to spread to other people. And how am I going to make my brand different? How am I going to conduct myself in a different way?
Absolutely. No, I totally get it. What was your first job?
My first job, my first official job was this, honestly. I didn't really ever work before, but I would do internships here and there, but I wouldn't really consider that a job. But I've been a social media intern at a few companies. I've interned for some tech companies as well, but my official first real thing that I'm doing every day is habits. And I've been doing this every day since August 31st, 2017. So over 4 years. So it's definitely been a journey.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about where can the fans or people listening to this show or podcast, where can they reach out to you? Where can they purchase your stuff? Where can they find you guys?
Yep. Yeah. So we're on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok as well. All the handles are just habits _365. or you could just look up Habits365 on Instagram. And my personal is just Eli Zied, Eli.Zied, but the website is in Habits365 bio on Instagram. We're approaching 300,000 followers, which has been amazing. And we, of course, want to keep growing and keep elevating to new levels that we've never reached before. So those are the two best places you can find me.
It's great. What's your favorite jam?
My favorite jam? That is a good question. I would say right now or all time?
Both.
That's a really good question. This is a good one. I would probably say an old J. Cole song in 2017. I bet a lot of you guys know it, but it's called Power Trip featuring Miguel. I'm a huge J. Cole fan just because of his lyrics and the meaning in his lyrics, and you can understand him so well. It's not mumble rap, it's real rap and real hip hop. So I'd say Power Trip, and there's a Biggie song that I've always loved. Juicy by Biggie.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best song ever. I'd say those two are like my top songs ever. But I'm always diving into new. I've been listening to a lot of rock recently, actually. I don't know why. I like listening to rock when I'm working out. It just gets me really hyped up. Rock and electronica, those are two genres that I'm trying to get into more. But primarily I listen to hip hop. I've always loved hip hop and how it sounds. Those are definitely my favorite two, though.
Awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about any hidden talents you have other than fashion.
Hidden talents other than fashion? Well, you can probably assume that I'm pretty good at marketing. That's definitely, but I think I've always been able to market myself in a smart way. And what I mean by that is getting positive attention for positive action. So essentially, there's always been something that I can do maybe better than others. And I've always been able to conduct that in a way where it's not coming off as selfish, but being able to market myself in an organized fashion. Another talent I have, probably an older talent. I used to play the piano a lot. I don't know how good I can play the piano now, but that was definitely always a talent I've had and wanted to bring further. Another talent, I'd say singing, but I haven't, the thing is with singing, I feel like I'm only good at singing when I'm singing one of my favorite songs. I feel like that's probably with everyone, but I think I have a solid voice on good days. I haven't really ever tried it, but yeah, I think I have a pretty good talking voice and singing voice. And lastly, not really hidden, but I'm super good at basketball and tennis. Those are my favorite sports by far. And I've been able to compete on a varsity level for both sports. So obviously part of positive habits and positive practicing habits as well has been that for sure.
When you look at your story that you're creating with your brand, right? How would you think differently if your brand made it to $100 million a year in sales? Would you change it all?
I mean, in terms of me changing because of success, I don't think I'm ever going to change because I feel like I'm very authentic to my peers and my family, and I'm always very transparent. So nothing will really change who I am, no matter how successful or how unsuccessful my company becomes. But obviously, I hope one day that our company reaches that level, hopefully soon. Just getting attention and positive attention is one of the ways that's going to lead to success, because I think my message is super important, and I think people need to be aware of it and need to hear it as well. It's just such an important message, and people don't understand the impact that positive habits can have on one's life. It just makes everything so much smoother, so much better, and so much more success comes your way.
Yeah, that's well said, man. What's the funniest thing that's happened to you in the last couple of years?
The funniest thing that's happened? That's a great question. Okay, let me think about this. Well, not really. Actually, it was pretty funny. So I had a Knicks game about a little right before COVID began. I was sitting like maybe 18th row. I saw in the third row a little kid wearing a Habits hoodie. I thought I was dreaming or something. I thought I was having an illusion or something, but it was really a kid wearing Habits. I was like, oh man, I might have made it right now. Like that was like one of the best days ever, just seeing a random kid that I don't know wearing my company. I was like in shock. That was awesome. But that was pretty funny as well. I was like, who is this guy? Like, how does he know about me? How does he know about the brand? And it was right in New York City where we do most of our promotion. But like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. I was in shock.
It would have been even funnier if he ran up to you for your autograph or something.
Exactly. I wish that did happen now.
Yeah. I got a trick question for you. So I think you'll love this being in the fashion world, but how would you describe the color yellow to somebody who's blind?
A color yellow to people who are blind. Well, they don't know what colors look like, so, Oh, but they don't know what brightness looks like either. This is a bit too tricky for me, I think.
Well, yeah, I don't overthink it, you know. You could say something like it's warm or, you know, not trying to like ruin your day or anything like that, man.
Yeah, so it is warm like the sun. It's warm like the sun. They can sort of feel. Well, to feel yellow is a little of a. I feel like feeling yellow. If someone says I feel yellow, it's a sick feeling. So maybe like a sick feeling or just a feeling that's not very positive. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So last question I got for you. If you could have one superpower, what superpower would you pick?
One superpower, I would say being able to become invisible. And the reason I say that, although it may be a little dark, sometimes I just want to just be completely by myself, no distractions. I don't want anyone to see what I'm working on for Habits or something. I just want to be completely on my own, just completely invisible whenever I want. And I don't, when being invisible, I want to see what others are doing as well.
Yeah.
But I'd say more for the fact that I can be on my own, create my own ideas without people looking, without people seeing my ideas, and just being kind of alone in the world whenever I want.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I hope people definitely take a lot from my message and go check out Habits 365.
Yeah, I think they will, man. So thank you to everyone out there for listening tonight. We hope your own unique story gets heard around the world. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every Tuesday night to hear other amazing people share their fascinating behind-the-scenes stories right here at the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. And tonight, I'm leaving with one of my brand new songs that just came out today called Love Always Wins. There's no room for hate. Let's remember that no matter what, no matter who, love always wins. I hope you guys have a great night. I love you guys. Thank you.
We all wanna live in Mayberry, but we just don't. Life's black and white, then color. We hold on together, never let go. We beg the world to love us, but we know there's no love without pain, no love without rain. No one's ever a saint, and love is never the same. We forgive, 'cause we've swallowed so much hate. Life's harder for us 'cause we're different. We hold on together, never let go. We beg the world to love us, but we know there's no love without pain, no love without rain. No one's ever a saint, and love is never the same. Love is never the same. We never cry when the wave destroys our sandcastle. We pick up our shovels and start again. We never give up, and nor should you, 'cause we all know, we all know, we all know that love always wins, love always wins. We all knew we'd get here, but we had to dance, then hold hands, 'cause love always wins, love always wins. The hate falls away, the world falls away, 'cause we believe that love always wins, 'cause love always wins. It just always wins, time and time again. Love always wins. We all wanna live in love, but we just don't. Life's funny, we've come so far. Let's hold on together, never let go. Let's help the world glow, 'cause we all know there's no love without pain, no love without rain. No one's ever a saint, and love is never the same. Let's make life easy for our kids, reach even further to the sky. We hold on together, never let go. We beg the world to love us, but we know there's no love without pain, no love without rain. No one's ever a saint, and love is never the same. Love is never the same. We never cry when the wave destroys our sandcastle. We pick up our shovels and start again. We never give up, and nor should you, 'cause we all know, we all know, we all know that love always wins, love always wins. We all knew we'd get here, but we had to dance, then hold hands, 'cause love always wins, love always wins. The hate falls away, the world falls away, 'cause we believe that love always wins, 'cause love always wins. It just always wins, time and time again. No one can hurt us unless we let them. We can find the rainbow, but only together. Love always wins, love always wins. We all knew we'd get here, but we had to dance, then hold hands, 'cause love always wins, it just always wins. The hate falls away, the world falls away, 'cause we believe that love always wins, it just always wins, it always wins, it always wins, it just always wins.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.